Pigskin preview time. College football, week 3. NFL, week 2. I hope everybody had a wonderful first official full slate of football. And you're all probably like, hey, Joe, you actually sound pretty good today. What happened? Well, those Cleveland's biggest diehards fans probably remember the producer that used to make all the shit possible, Jeff. Well, he's making shit possible here at Joe's Board by graciously donating me this microphone, this extra microphone that he had laying around. So shout out to you, Jeff. Thanks for still making shit happen on different shows. And, you know, we're going to sound a lot better from here on out. So I'm pumped up about that, finally getting the audio worked out a little bit better. But I was recording the weekly weekend wrap-up and was trying to figure out how to record, like set up the channels and things like that. So while I was doing the weekly weekend wrap-up, I was also finishing up Monday Night Football in that, wow, what a tilt of a second half game against the Vikings and the Bears. And as I was doing it, my heart really wasn't in it. I really was like being distracted by watching the final 5 minutes of the game, and like I was tired from the weekend and from working all day, and the long story short, the episode just didn't record. Like, I didn't have the right channel set up or whatever, so the weekly weekend wrap-up didn't come out, and probably for the better. And it made me realize that when I was doing this last week without a weekly weekend wrap-up, wrapping up the week that was as I was doing the show, I think that's a lot better of a format going on forward. So until I see fit, when there's like a giant weekend maybe that happened, I'll do a weekly weekend recap or weekly weekend wrap up or whatever the fuck you want to call it now. I just love alliteration, guys, as you can tell. But we're going to just do pigskin previews until I see fit to do other things. The great part about this channel and this show is that it's mine and I can do whatever the fuck I want. So that's what we're going to do. And let's just jump into college football like we have been. Let's dive into week 3. I've got week 3 pulled up. Let's start like we always do with, and I'll say with this microphone, you're all probably like, Joe, why the fuck are you holding it? Well, it came with a mic stand. Jeff isn't such a stunad that he didn't give me no mic stand. But as I was setting this up, it broke. So, I got another one on the way, but I'll be holding this until it gets here. So let's dive into college football. Oh man, the squeaky chair. That's next. That's next to get fixed. College football, week 3. Let's recap the picks record. I should have that pulled up here. I went 6-5 last week, a total of 15-15 on the year. Hit big on Ohio beating West Virginia. Hit big on Mississippi State beating Arizona State. Pudge the Cat is he's not dead, but betting on him is. They lost last week to Cincinnati. Bowling Green did. Kansas got beat by Missouri. SMU got beat by Baylor. JMU got beat by Louisville. Illinois beat Duke handily. Iowa State beat Iowa. I wouldn't say handily, but they took care of them down at the end. USF, South Florida. I wouldn't call it an upset because I've been saying that Bill Napier is fighting for his job, but they went into Gainesville and they knocked off the Gators, and they've got a hell of a matchup coming up this Saturday in Miami at the Gardens, at the Hard Rock. So before we get into previewing it, let's do what we always do. Let's get the top 25 out of the way, starting with Number 1, Ohio State. Number 2, Penn State. Number 3, LSU. Number 4, Oregon. Number 5, Miami. 6, Georgia. 7, Texas. 8, Notre Dame. 9, Illinois. 10, Florida State. 11, South Carolina. 12, Clemson. 13, Oklahoma. 14, Iowa State. 15, Tennessee. 16, Texas A&M. 17, Ole Miss. South Florida makes their debut in the top 25 at 18. Number 19, Alabama. Number 20, Utah. Number 21, Texas Tech. Number 22, Indiana. Number 23, Michigan, who will be without their head coach Sharon Moore this week. Biff Poggi will be the interim for the next 2 games. That is the discipline that the NCAA handed down Michigan for the sign-stealing scandal with Connor Stallions and Jim Harbaugh. 23, Michigan. Michigan. 24, Auburn making their debut in the top 25. And rounding out the top 25, making their debut at number 25, the Missouri Tigers, who handled, I should say, Kansas in the second half to secure a rivalry victory last weekend. Dropping out of the top 25, Arizona State, who lost in one of the best finishes I've seen in a while in college football in Starkville to the Mississippi State Bulldogs. Congratulations to Mississippi State. Huge win. They played their ass off, and they did not quit in that game against the Sun Devils. Also dropping out is Florida. They're going to be doo-doo dog shit. And SMU dropping out after losing in a shootout to the Baylor Bears. That is your college football week 3 top 25 going into it. Now, we have a game tonight, NC State and Wake Forest, a battle of 2-0 teams, 7:30 on ESPN. Man, I'm not sure which way to lean. I don't know if I want to pick this game or not. I might. Oh, I also went, what did I go? 2-4 on the picks last week on the gambling I gave out. Let me go back and see. I kept a mark of who I picked on money. Let's see. JMU, that's an L. SMU, that's an L. 0-2. Kansas, that's an L. 0-3. Ohio's a win. And Mississippi State is a win. 2-3. 2-4. We went 2-4 on the money. Went 6-5 overall. All right, let's dive into it. I might gamble on this just because it's a game that's on, and as always, I gamble for fun. It adds another fun element to games I'm watching. I don't gamble on everything. I don't gamble on every pick I give out. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER for help. But because it's a football game and it's on, you know what? We've got Thursday night. I'm gonna stay. I'm gonna stay away. But for the show, I'm gonna make a pick, and I'm gonna go with NC State on the road here. If I could get some room with my keyboard, there we go. NC State, we're gonna take as a pick on the road against Wake Forest. Both teams are 2-0. That's got implications for ACC. And then Friday, we got Indiana State at Indiana. Colgate is Syracuse, Syracuse is god-awful. Steve Angeli and that team barely beat a UConn. Colorado and Houston is interesting because now Colorado they played all 3 quarterbacks last week, and they're going with the third string, Ryan Staub. On the road in Houston, I'm going to take Houston in this spot here, and I might even gamble them money, but not right now. I'm not going to make that an official money pick. Kansas State, who is god-awful against a 2-0 Arizona, and New Mexico against a god-awful 0-2 UCLA team. UCLA got handled by the UNLV Rebels last Saturday. We get into it. Saturday at noon, Oregon and Northwestern. Some people are calling Oregon the best team in the country. Northwestern's got a cool interim field while the new Ryan field is being built on campus. The Lake Michigan scene. Tune in if you're gonna tune in at noon for anything. Tune in to see that new state or that interim stadium they got right now. But I think I'll take Oregon. We'll make that an official pick on here. Clemson and Georgia Tech. Clemson, 1-1 on the road against the Ramblin' Wreck. Now, there really aren't many marquee matchups again, but they're what I call yardstick games, measuring stick games, sizing teams up, seeing who's who, what's made of what, who's made of what. I'm going to take Georgia Tech in this upset spot here. This might be one of the few upsets we see this weekend, and I wouldn't even call it an upset at the end of the year, but because Clemson is ranked in the top 15 at number 12, people are going to call it an upset when they see that final score. Georgia Tech at home, especially this tough Georgia Tech team, 2-0, man. Noon game. I think they're going to surprise a lot of people. Let's see, Oklahoma and Temple. Temple is 2-0, and is this a true road game for Oklahoma? Let's see here. It sure is, even though it's at Lincoln Financial Field. I believe that's where Temple plays all their home games. Wisconsin and Alabama. Now, Wisconsin is 2-0. Alabama is 1-1. Alabama played Louisiana Monroe last week, handled them. is Alabama gonna get their groove back kind of week? I would love to pick Wisconsin here. I would love to pick Wisconsin here. I might gamble Wisconsin money line because it happened, or because it would be fun if it happened. I'm pretty sure that's what I'm going to do on Saturday. And you know what? Because I'm saying that, because I know that's how I'm going to wake up. I'm going to take those two noon upsets. Man, everything in me is telling me we're going to take Bama. Do I really want to do that? Do I really want to do that? Because I'm going to be rooting so hard. Oh, against Alabama here. Kalen DeBoer is feeling the heat. Boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. What a game to pick. What a game to pick. Uh, Fuck it. On Wisconsin. On Wisconsin, I'm going to gamble on them. On Wisconsin, and I'm going to gamble on them. We'll put a money sign right there. Money sign on Georgia Tech, too, because I'm gambling them as well. We got two money picks, two upset picks. Central Michigan and Michigan, that should be an easy one. Biff Poggi, interim, staying away from it. Houston Christian, Nebraska, Towson, Maryland, William and Mary, Virginia, Sanford and Baylor, Buffalo, Kent State. Give me the flashes off the strength. I'm not going to gamble on them, but they got steamrolled last week, and now they're back playing a MAC team. Auburn, South Alabama, New Hampshire, Ball State, UConn, Delaware, Villanova, Penn State. Another one, I wouldn't call it an upset when you look at it, but it's a yardstick game. It's a measuring stick game. Georgia at Tennessee in Neyland Stadium in Knoxville. Man, I'm going to go Tennessee here, and I'm going to gamble that as well. I think the Volunteers are going to get that one done. I'm a Georgia hater, but also, like, Neyland Stadium's a tough place to play, and I think Tennessee is a lot better with Joey Aguilar at quarterback than they ever were with Nico Iamaleava. So, give me the Vols in that spot. Oregon State and Texas Tech. We're going to take Texas Tech on the show just to stat pad here. I mean, they beat the dog shit out of Kent State last week. Wasn't even fair. USC and Purdue, a sneaky battle of 2-0 teams in the Big Ten. Yeah, it's still weird for me to get used to as well. Boy, I wonder what this spread is if they got one. Let's see here. No, they're not giving me one, are they? I'm not looking where I normally look at, which would be DraftKings. It doesn't look like they're giving me a spread on this ESPN app here. People are saying USC should wallop them. Tickets as low as $35 to get in. Jeez. If you're in West Lafayette, bro, you might want to get to that game. I don't know much about either of these teams. I really don't. I'm going to be honest with you. And I've taken a lot of home teams so far. Wisconsin's a road team. Wisconsin, I definitely know they're a road dog. Let's go. You know what? I just had we're going to go USC. We're going to go USC. As much as it's going to kill me as an Irish fan, we're going to take the Trojans there. Norfolk State and Rutgers. YSU and Michigan State. I can already tell y'all I'm going to gamble on Youngstown State. I'm not going to make an official pick here, but I'm going to gamble on Youngstown State to win that, because that could be a fight. You know what? What am I, pussy? What am I, pussy? YSU and some gambling on that. As y'all can tell, I'm looking for, and I don't do crazy money. I think I've said that before. I'm just trying to have fun. I'm trying to win a little shkarol this football season. So let's get this going. Washington State, North Texas, SMU, Missouri State, and then the backyard brawl, Pitt and West Virginia. I was doing my oblos. I have no oblos this Saturday. Week 3 of the college football season. I have no oblos this Saturday. So I wasn't able to watch Ohio beat West Virginia. But I told y'all I told y'all, a true home game for the Bobcats, and they made the most of it. Is this a true home game for West Virginia? Let me make sure these neutral site dumb fuck games are out of the way now. Yeah, it's in Morgantown. The Pitt Panthers are 2-0. Give me the Fighting Narduzzi's on the road. I'm not going to gamble on it, but give me the Fighting Narduzzi's on the road. I could see myself, flipping when I wake up Saturday and gambling on West Virginia. But for the show, I think I flipped on. I picked Duke Saturday morning, but I had Illinois on the show. I should have listened to my gut because Illinois looks like the real deal, folks. Illinois looks like that team that could come out and surprise a lot of people in the Big Ten when they play the Big Three. I don't know if they play the Big Three. I'm pretty sure they play Penn State and Ohio State. I don't know if they play Michigan. But we're going to take Pitt off the strength against West Virginia. Old Bill Belichick got his first win against Charlotte last week. He plays Richmond. They're coming to Chapel Hill. I'm not going to pick that one. That's a shame because that should be North Carolina easy, but I just don't. After what I saw against TCU on Labor Day night, I can't. Northwestern State, Cincinnati, Incarnate Word against UTSA, Morgan State, Toledo, Iowa State, Arkansas State. Again, as you can see, Louisiana, Missouri, UTEP, Texas. Here we go. South Florida and Miami. One that I think is going to be higher profiled come Saturday, but I think it's under the radar. This South Florida team is tough. That quarterback is tough as nails. That defense is tough as nails. Again, I didn't get to watch them play Florida because I had some oblos, but my fear is that when they played the teams that they were in the top 25. I know Boise State's not ranked anymore, and neither is Florida, but they've played two top 25 at the time ranked teams. I'm worried if they're tired. I'm worried if they're gassed. I mean, again, this is a measuring stick game. I'm worried that they're gassed. I mean, I know I'm going to pick South Florida. I'm going to gamble on South Florida. But something is telling me, like, this is that spot where the luck runs out. This is that spot where it was good while but if they win this game, people are going to start having a conversation. People are going to have, and this is also is Miami the real deal? Top 5, convincing win against the Irish. This is a big, one of my pussy. But is that Miami defense just going to be too much? Is that Miami? I might take South Florida on the spread as an official pick on the show. We're going to take Miami. No money on Miami, but I might take South Florida Bulls spread because, as I said, I'm wondering if they're tired. I'm wondering if they've reached max capacity without a break yet. And is this as far as the Bulls wagon will go right now? For right now, they've got, if they play Miami tough, that's what I'm saying. If the spread is 5.5 or more, hammer it. But if they play Miami tough, they could have a convincing argument at the end of the year if everything shakes out to where people look at the South Florida resume and we're like, hey, this is a team that beat 2 top 25 at the time ranked teams and play Miami tough and or beat Miami if it comes down to it. It's on the CW at 4:30 Eastern. So I would have that one on a television somewhere because it could turn into an instant classic. One of those classics that, or one of those games that you talk about in November when you're reminiscing about, wow, what a season it was. Because so far, it's been a hell of a season. Liberty and Bowling Green, RIP Pudge the Cat. I'm going to stay away from this one. If they were 2-0, I would go all the way with Bowling Green. Shout out Pudge. He also had a helmet. I mean, I love that they're buying into it. Mississippi State, congratulations on your win last week. You get Alcorn State 0-2 this week. Should be easy for the Bulldogs. If they have any hangover, they should be able to walk out of there with a win. Middle Tennessee State against Nevada. FAU against FIU. Merrimack, Kennesaw State. East Kentucky Marshall. Monmouth, Charlotte. Here we go. Ohio at Ohio State. Ohio State should win this one easily. And Ohio's probably riding the high. But this is another one. I would take the spread. The quarterback that the Bobcats have is very, very good. They have a very good team. They're very well coached. I could see the Bobcats walking out of there with a win. This is another one. How good is Ohio State? How good is Ohio State? You need to beat the dog shit out of them. And I'm sure all the Ohio State fans out there, oh, it's Ohio. We'll beat the fuck out of them. All right, do it. This ain't Grambling. I can tell you that. Western Michigan, Illinois. Illinois should handle them. A sneaky 2-0, 2-0 game. Arkansas, Ole Miss. Arkansas coming out of nowhere. People thought they were going to be dead. People thought that this team had no life. People thought that Sam Pittman was going to be out of there before Thanksgiving. And here we are, 2-0, 2-0. I just think I'm gonna take Ole Miss. I just think Lane Kiffin's got another squad that's believing and they're rolling, and yeah, give me Ole Miss. Old Dominion and Virginia Tech, Jackson State, Southern, Murray State, Georgia State, App State, Southern Miss, Prairie View, Rice. This game should be bigger than it's going to be, but Florida and LSU in Death Valley. LSU is going to beat the holy hell out of them. Let's see. Eastern Michigan, Kentucky, UMass, and Iowa. New Mexico State, Louisiana Tech, East Carolina Coastal. All right. The other 7:30 game, Notre Dame, home opener. Texas A&M at Notre Dame. I think the Irish should take care of business. I think they should take care of business. I don't think this Texas A&M team is a little bit worse than the team that we went down to College Station and beat last year. CJ Carr should be feeding off of the home crowd for his first home start. All the boys should be humming for this one. Give me the Irish, and I'm definitely going to gamble on them. I don't care. It's probably spread and money line. I expect Jeremiah Love to get the ball a lot more. I expect more routes down the field than wide receiver screens for the Irish, and I think the defense is going to show up like they always do, and we should walk out of there 1-1 with a top 20 win over the Texas A&M Aggies. Another intriguing 2-0, 2-0. Vanderbilt, South Carolina. The Fighting Diego Pavias march in to play Lenora Sellers and the Gamecocks. South Carolina at home, night game. It's a different kind of scene, especially when they're good. And Lenora Sellers probably is going to be the front runner for the Heisman when you look up in late October around Halloween when you're dressed up in your costume getting hammered at your local establishment. Give me South Carolina as a official pick here. They should beat the Fighting Diego Pavias and Vanderbilt. But shout out Vanderbilt for actually putting squads out there recently. Utah, Wyoming, Duke, and Tulane. Duke is god-awful. They're absolutely dog shit. Abilene Christian, TCU, Navy, and Tulsa. Give me Navy. We'll make that an official pick. Give me the Navy. Love the Navy. Akron, UAB, Air Force, Utah State, Southern Fresno State, Minnesota, and Cal, 2-0, 2-0. If you could stay up, this used to be Pac-10 after dark, Pac-12 after dark. Now it's Cal in the ACC against Minnesota in the Big Ten. Boston College and Stanford. Stanford, absolutely terrible. Texas State, Arizona State. Texas State, get ready for a butt whooping. And Portland State, Hawaii rounds out your Week 3 college football slate. Now, let's shift over to the National Football League. We've got Thursday night football. We've got Commanders at Packers in Lambeau Field. Hopefully it has the same fireworks that last Thursday showed up with Dak Prescott spitting in the direction of Jalen Carter and Jalen Carter spitting right on Dak Prescott in that first half. I mean, the game up until the lightning delay of Eagles and Cowboys last week was electric. That's how every season should start. What did I go in the NFL? What were my picks that I gave out? Let's see. 1-0 Eagles, 1-1 Chiefs, 1-2 Browns, 2-2 Colts, 2-3 Patriots, 2-4 Panthers, 3-4 Bills. We went 3-4 on the show with NFL picks. Let's put NFL picks over here. Fuck it. NFL picks. If I give any out, because as I have said, I record this on Wednesday, so y'all have it on Thursday. I'll pick this one, Commanders and Packers. I think Green Bay is going to beat them. Week 1 in the NFL, like I said, it's tough to tell. You saw a lot from teams. You saw very little from teams. You saw a lot of guys that didn't play a lot in the preseason struggle. You saw teams that played in the preseason, for the most part, not be as rusty. But again, it's week 1 in the National Football League. Come week 4, week 5, you start to see shit rolling. But I mean, Green Bay, what they did to Detroit, that defense is way better than the defense that the Commanders faced against the Giants. Don't get me wrong, the Commanders still a very, 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 very good team, but at home in Lambeau, Green Bay's wearing the white helmet, white jersey, white pant combination, the all white. They're encouraging every Packer fan to wear white. Give me the Packers at home against Washington tonight. Now, let's get into it. We'll recap the Cleveland Browns before I get into the Cleveland Browns and the Baltimore Ravens, who were both 0-1, by the way. Honestly, if we just had a kicker, they're going to win that game. Yeah, we can talk about the interceptions, but Flacco played a great game. Flacco played as good of a game as you could have asked him to play when you threw him out there. I don't. They looked exactly how I thought they would look, competitive. They didn't roll over. They never gave up. Myles Garrett showed why he got paid what he got paid and why he deserved it. He's the best defensive player in the league. He wreaked havoc in the fourth quarter. I hope that they are as motivated as they were coming out for week 1 this week. And everybody, I know the Ravens are pissed off because they lost a game that they definitely should have won, but that just goes to show you that if they go up a little bit, they take their foot off the gas. They've always taken their foot off the gas. That's why they haven't gone to a Super Bowl, let alone an AFC championship game. So, all this being said, and the fact that the Baltimore Ravens are spitting in our face doing this fucking 30 years of the Ravens in Baltimore the week they're playing the Browns, and they did that press release saying, oh, we had this in March before the schedule was even. Fuck you, suck my dick, Baltimore. I'm going Cleveland to bounce back before the Baltimore Ravens do, because I believe in this Browns team and I believe in this defense. This is a defense that has stopped Lamar Jackson and the Ravens before. This is a team that has beat Lamar Jackson and the Ravens before. This is a team that isn't afraid to go into and whatever the fuck you call that stadium, go into Baltimore and win. I'm convinced the Browns are going to win. Give me the fucking Cleveland Browns as an official pick on this show. We've got Rams, Titans. Cam Ward didn't look terrible. Just give him some receivers to throw to. The Broncos, who they played, they played the Titans last week. They did not look. I mean, Bo Nix looks like he hasn't taken any steps forward or backwards. Rams, as long as Matt Stafford's healthy, that should be an easy one. Jags and Bengals. Bengals stink. The Browns held Joe Burrow to 7 in the Bengals offense to 7 total net yards in the second half, and we still lose that game. Nobody else in the National Football League that plays that game loses that game. The Bengals are fraudulent. The defense is not as good as what Cleveland made them out to be. Again, another thing about the Cleveland Browns, Dylan Sampson is a dog. I love Dylan Sampson. What he did in week 1. I love overreacting to all this shit because that's what you're supposed to do as a football fan. But I think Dylan Sampson's going to work in just fine. And if Quinshon Judkins actually sees the fucking field, that's going to be an explosive thing. We hope. But Bengals are fraudulent. I didn't see anything from Jacksonville that made me think that they are any better than what they were. You beat Carolina, and Bryce Young looked like how Bryce Young looks in a week 1 game after a preseason. Bills and Jets. Jets looked a lot better than a lot of people, even myself, were going to give them credit for. They ran the fuck out of the ball on Pittsburgh. Buffalo, they have the MVP on the other side, man, and that defense showed up in the fourth quarter. Even though they gave up 40 points, I told y'all that defense it stinks. They need to watch it. They couldn't stop Derrick Henry and on the run. They need to be careful for Justin Fields in the ground attack of the Jets. Excuse me. I don't have an official pick in this one, but that's my preview for that. Patriots and Dolphins. Dolphins are booty butt cheeks. Only thing that they have going for them is it's a home game in September. I would love to say the Patriots come out of there, but it's a home game in September. It's tough to do that against the Dolphins. But maybe Mike Vrabel's doing something throughout this week that we don't know about, turning the heat up, making it humid as fuck in there. Guys, passing out, throwing up, who knows. Patriots should win that one because I think the Dolphins are terrible. 49ers are hurt again. Brock Purdy is hurt. He's a game-time decision, I believe, right now. And George Kittle is out for at least 4 weeks. He got put on the IR with a hamstring. And they've got a few other guys that ended up on the IR or the injured list. They're just hurt, but they're playing the Saints in the Dome. They should beat the Saints no matter who they're playing because, once again, it's going to be a two-way race for who's fucking terrible between the Dolphins and the Saints. And even the Giants, unless the Giants, they're the next game, unless the Giants play Jackson Dart here soon and you stick with Russell Wilson, that team has no life. That team has no fire. That team has no... Brian Dable might as well pack up his shit and put his resume out there to be an offensive coordinator for a year before he finds his second head coaching job. But the Cowboys should win that game. What Dallas showed me on Thursday is that, sure, they traded away a guy that would be able to help them win the game Thursday against Jalen Hurts to keep him contained, but that offense was humming and rarely slowed down until the weather delay caused it to. I'm going to go Dallas. Give me Dallas. Give me the Cowboys as an official pick here on the show. We got Bears and Lions. God damn. Caleb Williams and the Chicago Bears. How do you lose that game Monday night? Goodness. The Lions should win this game because it's a Dan Campbell. I know your schemes and things like that, but it's also the reverse that Ben Johnson is a psychomaniac. Man, just I need to see the body language the rest of the week of the Chicago Bears before I make a pick because that was bad Monday. That was so bad. So bad. I mean, I don't know how you can see that and think Caleb Williams is the future. I know it's week 1, but boy, there's just there he made some. Not the biggest questionable decision he made was wearing that gray T-shirt under his jersey. Like, what are we doing? What are we even? Anyway, Seahawks and Steelers. Oh boy, that's interesting. That's very interesting. I think the Steelers got lucky on week 1, and they have a kicker, and because of that, they won the game. See what happens when you have a kicker. I think the Seahawks have no juice. Steelers probably win this one. I need to see more. Again, week 1 in the books, going on week 2. Not much to really go off of. Every mistake, if you're good in the National Football League, whatever bad tape you put out there, you should be able to learn and grow and put away in the past. But that's a heads or tails. I'll wake up on Sunday and pick that one. Broncos and Colts. Daniel Dimes opening up the Irsay Dome without old man Jim. And taking care of the Miami Dolphins, who were terrible, but the Broncos did not look that good against the Titans. But I could see this as a get-right game for the Denver Broncos. But who knows, man? That's a keep your eye out for. It could go either way. That's one of those. It could go either way. Panthers and Cardinals. Cardinals should beat them. That's another one. It's a battle of the mid. The Broncos Colts and this one Panthers Cardinals mid. Eagles and Chiefs will definitely be the one everybody's tuning into. I think the Chiefs have lost the step. I really do. I think the Kansas City Chiefs are not the Kansas City Chiefs we're all used to. Now, we could be saying in December, wow, what were we all thinking? The Kansas City Chiefs still the Kansas City Chiefs. But to me, the Kansas City Chiefs is not the Kansas City Chiefs. So give me the Philadelphia Eagles, an official pick to beat Patrick Mahomes. I think Kelsey has lost a step. He missed that easy in route that would have, I believe, tied the game or cut the game to one score on Friday night against the Chargers, who the Chargers just letting Herbert sling it all around the. That's exactly what you need, the type of quarterback like that to do. But I think the Chiefs have lost a step. That Sunday night game is Falcons and Vikings. J.J. McCarthy looked god-awful in the first half. And then in the second half, he showed you why he was a first-round pick. Penix lost a heartbreaker to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. That's going to be a fun one. That should be Now, granted, they're probably doing this because it would be Kirk Cousins' homecoming to Minnesota, but he's not the starting quarterback now. So Monday night, you got Tampa Bay and Houston, doubleheader, Chargers and Raiders. Tampa Bay should easily beat Houston. Baker's just slinging the pill all over the place. And Chargers and Raiders, a battle of 1-0s and 1-0s. I think Jim Harbaugh might be a front runner to win that division. That it might be the Chargers division this year. It might be the You know what? Give me the Chargers. I'm going to take LA in this. Give me LAC in this. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 picks that I made for the NFL. I think watching Herbert sling the ball all over the place is exactly why they drafted him where they drafted him. He wasn't being used correctly in the old system with the nerd. Harbaugh has got him doing exactly what he needs to do. Give me the Chargers in that spot. But that is your Pigskin preview for College Football Week 3, NFL Week 2. Again, shout out Jeff for the mic. I hope everybody enjoyed the better sounding audio. And I hope everybody has a fantastic weekend, enjoys the rest of the slate, enjoys being back in whatever style of spin cycle you choose to be in. It was great on Sunday, having almost every single game up because I ran out of televisions. But, I hope everybody has a good weekend. Stay safe. Go football, everyone. Hell yeah.